As I mentioned earlier, or on my earlier videos, when I was about to print these shirts, now it's time for me to add the tags, the size tags on this thing. As you can see right here, the size tags are still on because I need to see what is what. Okay, as I showed you earlier, there is slips printed on this shirt, and there is a front imprint on this, as well as this one here. Okay, so stay tuned. Okay guys, as you can see, the screen is already been born. I didn't get to show you the process on that, but I think you guys have seen this thing very often. Okay. So what you do, you can, I don't want to use that all the way in the back there because the ink is not going to go that far, so I'm just going to take the two long sides and the side over here. All right, you stick it right on the edge, and then all I do is this. If you want to go a little more fancy, you can do it this way, but it's not really going to affect anything for what you're doing. I don't know if you can see on the camera, but I have some gauze on this thing because I didn't dry it. You know, I let it sit for too long. So now I'm going to have to use a wet cloth or rag to get rid of that. Which, you know, sometimes it's good for that to happen so that way I can show you the solution for it. Everybody do it differently. Alright, I'm going to show you the way I do it. Alright, that's more than enough. There is nothing gonna be all the way that far. So let me show you. I don't know if you can tell right here. You can actually see there is like a ghost thing. If I don't get rid of that now, that I cut it, what's gonna happen is it's gonna block, you know, from printing. So let me show you what I do. I use something like this, like on a sponge. You can use hot water, cold water, whatever is your preference. In this case, I'm gonna use a warm water. What you're gonna do, you're just gonna be gently adding this thing, this thing in it. It's pretty much like putting, you know, getting it wet again just to get rid of that. And that means that it was under cure when I burned the screen. It wasn't enough light on it. That's the reason. After that, what I'm going to do, I'm going to use a piece of paper, newspaper. To set it up. Now, if you want to, you know, to don't wait for it, you can always put it in front, you know, you can put a fan on and let it dry while you do other things in the meantime. And this, at this time, I don't have anything else to do, so I'm just gonna use my heat gun. I mean, not heat gun, it's a hair dryer. And go like this. Don't sit it in one place. You have to go like that, because if you sit in one place, you can burn the screen, the motion, everything else. All you're doing is drying that water that you just applied to it. So it's good to have a hair dryer handy for situations like this. Or in many cases, you want to run things faster for whatever reason. This machine comes with pneumatic locks as well with the manual ones. I don't feel like turning on the compressor just for this one screen, so I'm gonna set it up manually like everybody else does, but they don't have these options. So alright, let's set it up. Nothing special. Okay, I'm just gonna use this palette. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to use my T-square right here, put it in place, and if you can see this registration mark right here, this is I use on single colors or multicolors. I don't like to use my film. This is my preference. It's all nice and clean before, you know, we start working. This case, nothing much to, you know, to double check. Once you set it up, you are fine. If I had the air on, all I have to do is to push this thing and we'll lock them up. In this case, I'm doing it manually. So, I'm just holding the screen while I turn this on. I mean, lock it up. Okay. So it's set. Now this registration mark, I made it so it fits the size of the paper, the heat transfer paper. All I'm gonna do is line up that paper. I forgot I could have just the T-square. I mean, I think that would be the easiest way to get the T-square in place. Just like that. So at least the distance will be faster to put this paper on. Doesn't have to be exact, you know, but I think that's good enough, as you can see. So there is a little bit of glue on the palette, so I'm just gonna add a little pressure on this thing. Alright, and then what I do, as you can see right here, these are masking tapes that I cut for the last job. And I'm gonna use them right here. I just place it in here. One in this plate, in this side. This one on the other side, and because I don't have a third one, I could always, or I can always, if I want to, just put it to the edge of this thing and that'll be enough. But for this tutorial, I'm just gonna add on another one. This around this high, it should be fine. Alright, you can bend it, you can leave it straight, it won't matter. But that's it. Alright, so let's get the squeegee for this thing. This is about 17 inches. Yeah, see, almost 17 inches, 16 and 3/4 to print a 15-inch image. Okay, this I decided to use gold shimmer because it seems to be like a standard color for almost every color. I'm gonna print, I'm not sure how many yet, but I'm gonna print a whole bunch. So we have it for every time they need, to do more, they're gonna be already printed. This is the first time we are adding the size tags or neck labels onto these shirts. Okay, I decided to use this container here because it happens to be that this powder is different than the PDF that than the one that we use for PDF. This is like more like a baby powder kind of thing, and it flies all over the place. I don't really recommend it to use without a mask. So here we go. You can see your squeegee right there, or you can see it here, whichever way. I mean, if you have the space for it, you can see it this way. If not, you can see it over there. Alright, as you can see, everything come out. After that gauze being removed, everything seems to be just fine. Alright, so after this, as all you know, oh shit. Putting seems like a lot, but it's better safe than sorry. Shake it. Now you guys have to understand, I just tell you this, if you ever doing this thing, you cannot charge the same thing like the big companies charge. As you can see, the work that we do is a lot more involved than them big companies that they have automatics to produce this thing massive. As you can see, no issues. I like the pan better, but the problem with the pan is that on this specific powder, it just gets all over the place. I have to order more powder. Yeah, last time I regret I didn't get to put a mask on. Might look messy, but uh, we have to make sure the powder is all over the thing, so we don't get no surprises when it comes to peeling off. I should just print them all and then powder them all at the same time, but you know, because that's the advantage of plastisol. The ink doesn't dry unless you cure it. Alright guys, I'm gonna stop the video of this part right here, and I'll see you on the heat pressing part. Otherwise this video is gonna be like super long, because as you can see, uh, I gotta print a lot more, so that means a lot more time. Please let me know in the comments if it's something that you like to watch, because being a repetitive situation in here, and in most of the screen printing things or videos, it's the same thing over and over once you see what it takes to get it done. So I see you guys in a little bit.